Hi guys, welcome back to Porcelain MUA. I'm really sorry I haven't been here for such a long time. I've been super busy before in work, and also it's been my older sister's wedding, which I really enjoyed, and I've also been to Canada to my other friend's wedding, but also been out there for over 2 weeks or so, and now I'm back. And if you can tell, there's something different. If you've been watching my videos before, I have chopped all my hair off. It was down to here for anybody who didn't know, and now I just chopped it off to a bob. I just got really fed up of it and just wanted it off. So back to the video. This is inspired by LORDE's music video, which is Royals, and this is the look here, which is I'm inspired by, and it is, if I push my fringe aside, it is a sort of 60s inspired V on the outside of the eye with a little bit of like a cat's eye sort of look. The makeup look is really simple, but I really loved it, so I wanted to show you guys how to recreate this. I got inspired by, I love this song because of Walk Off the Earth, and they are a band here on YouTube, and they also tour around, which I'm going to link their video below because it's a really good song and a really interesting video. And I'll also link LORDE's video as well, so you can see the eye makeup for yourself and see how much of a good job I've done. So I hope you really like this, and sorry about my rambling. Let's get to the video. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this concealer, and this is by Tarte, and this is new from me. I got it in Canada. So this is a Maracuja Creaseless Concealer, and it's their full coverage concealer. And I'm just going to squeeze a bit on the back of my hand. By the way, this is very thick, and if you've got this and you think, oh my gosh, too thick, can't rub it in, use a brush. That's my little hint and tip on that one, because when I tried using my fingers, I was like, this is not budging, so it wasn't really getting on my skin properly. So I'm just going to conceal where I usually conceal, which is around my eyes, to get rid of the redness and the blue, and also going to do it just under my brow bone, just to clean up that area. And whatever I got remaining, just dab a little bit on the eye, so I've got a clean base underneath the eye then. By the way, the brush I'm using is by Samantha Chapman, and this is a shading brush, but I'm going to use it as my concealer brush. So I find the bristles are nice and fluffy, so I'm able to move a stiff product like this concealer. So I'm now going to go into the Naked Basics palette, and this is something I also picked up in Canada. I know we have it here in the UK, but I decided for some reason that I really wanted it whilst I was out there. So these are all matte shades, except for this one's a little bit shimmerier. I'm going to go into WDS and just grab a fluffy brush, because I'm just going to be applying that all over the lid up to the eyebrow, because this is very close to my skin colour. So just fluff that all over the lid. I'm then going to go into Venus, which is slightly shimmery, and literally a tiny amount on the brush, and just apply that just over that colour I've just used. And you can apply that to the inner corners if you like as well. So now I'm going to go in with a angled brush, and I'm going to go into Crave, which is this dark, believe it or not, it is a dark brown, but it's very pigmented, and it's quite near a black. But when you blend it into the hand, you can see it's got a tiny bit of a brown shade underneath it, which I really like. So just go in the angled brush there. And remember, with this product, you want to tap off the excess, because it is quite fallouty and quite strong with any dark shades that you get. So I'm just going to be following the lash line. Just adding a thin line like I would do with any eyeliner. Long lashes as well. Just small little movements until I get to the outer corner. And I'm just going to measure where you put that before, and it is about there. So I'm just going to add a tiny dot just there, so I've got a little marker to which way I want this to go. So I'm just going to slightly just pull the skin a little bit taut, just to create my first line. And don't worry if this isn't perfect, because it's eyeshadow and you can just quite easily just swipe up along the line just to make that line a little bit sharper. So now I want to bring that back. So I'm just angling that into the crease until it's about 3/4 to halfway in. And then I'm going to be blending this into that triangle that I just made. So whatever's excess on the brush, I'm just going to be blending that in. I'm also going to make this a little bit more of a cat eye as well, so just filling in just that triangle there, not all the way in, don't fill in the full triangle, just fill in the one by the eye. So I've got a little wing cat eyeliner going into this shape here. I'm then going to go into a flat brush, and I'm going to go into Faint, which is in the same palette, which is this colour here, and just use this as a transition shade from that brown, from that black that we just put down, into a brown going into the lid, so it isn't too harsh, and keeping it so it's in that area there. So I'm just going to go back in with the angled brush, just so I can make sure that the black just right on the outer corner is really sharp. So just going back in, just on the right outer edges of it. Making sure that that shape is really sharp. So now for just underneath the eye, it is really simple. I'm just going to go into Faint and just apply a little bit just along the lash line. Just really gentle, nothing too much, just to make that sort of elongated out, so from the centre of the eye going out. I'm just going to blend with my finger. I'm now going to go in with just a pencil brush and go into Venus again, which is the shimmery shade, and just apply a little bit just to the top of my brow bone, so just in that arch there and going out. Don't bring it too far in, otherwise you can make yourself look as if you're shocked all the time. So that is the eyes done, so I'm just going to put some mascara on and I'll just be back. So I've applied quite a lot of mascara, and I've used the Bad Girl Lash by Benefit, and I had quite a bit of it because she had lovely thick lashes. You could put some fake ones on if you like, but I've decided not to. I'm now going to powder skin using my Stay Matte powder, which I managed to break because I fell on it and bruised from it, unfortunately. I'm just going to be using my Real Technique contour brush. By the way, I've already put foundation on, and as you saw I did concealer as well. The foundation I used was L'Oreal True Match foundation, and I think it's in like rose ivory. Bit of powder around my eyes where I just put that concealer because it is quite thick and tacky, and down the centre of my face. Her skin is pretty simple, there's not really much of a glow or shine to it, but I'm going to be grabbing a little bit of Hoola, just on the same brush. I'm just going to be applying that into my contour area and just around the sides of my face, and make sure I blend that in. I'm then going to go into a blusher, and I'm using a new blusher, which I've already lost. No, I haven't, I found it. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay in Amuse in 12 Hour Blush, and just having a big fluffy brush, and this is Real Techniques brush by Samantha Chapman, and this is a blush brush. It's literally dotting the end of it because this is very, very pigmented and she hasn't got much blush on, and just applying that to the apples of the cheeks and blending back. And her lips were quite muted out or peeled out, so I've just had a little bit of concealer that I had on and just dabbing that all over the lips. Ensure your lips are moisturised before doing this step. And she probably just had it like that and just a little bit of concealer on it and nothing else. But I like having a bit of lipstick, so and this is a lightish pinky peach tone, and just applying that straight from the tube. Onto the lid, so just a little bit of colour. So this is my look done, so I hope you really like it. I really loved her eyes when I saw the video, so I thought I'd